Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Pay attention to how you talk to women. Now, it's cliche just to say, oh yeah, you gotta have that conversation with a woman, and that's very important. But, I was watching something the other day, and I'm not gonna advertise what, but one of the concerns was, man gets with women. And I was listening to one of the guys talk, and I was just like, knowing women the way I do, the thing that would hurt him, other than some other things, but the thing that would hurt him is how his conversation is. He was very monotone and everything. And, of course, I'm always going to say you got to have that conversation with a woman. And because they like to talk. They like to talk. And, of course, every now and then you get some guy think, oh, no, they don't like to talk. No, they don't like to talk to you. Okay? But they do like to talk. But one of the things, not just talking with them, but paying attention. Now, I always say hi to 3 women a day. Say hi to 3 women. Now, let me add something to that. Pay attention to not only how they respond to you and whether they talk to you, but pay attention to your voice tone. Pay attention to your voice tone. Pay attention to how it might come off to the woman. Pay attention to whenever you go out, wherever you are, pay attention to what you are saying to the woman. Pay attention to what you are talking about. What are you talking about with the woman? Like I've said before, you have to be very careful about talking about anything serious with a woman right away. Now, are you one of those guys, as soon as you meet a woman, you talking deep politics or something? That might not be the thing, unless you two had met at a political event, or talking about religion right away, unless you met at a religious event. Now, I remember sometimes you'll say stuff like this, and some guys say, well, what if I'm real religious or something? Well, has it worked for you? Now, if it works for you, fine. But if it ain't working for you, in general, you don't want to do it. I never forget when I told this one guy, he would meet women and he talked like all this stuff about stuff he was talking about with a psychologist and everything, right? And I don't know if he still watches, but I remember saying, no, when you meet a woman, don't talk about anything deep. That deep, come on now, you talking about you dealing with a psychologist and everything, or a psychiatrist. That's a little deep. I said, don't start off that way. Now, if y'all get into a relationship or it gets deeper, then you let her know. But not first off. And my man said he did that with a woman and he was able to get oral sex. Think about it. Think about it. What are you talking about with them? Not just that you talking. And, of course, you have to really get to the point that you do talk. Hence, you still want to practice the saying hi to at least 3 women a day. But then, what are you saying? How are you saying? Are you saying, hey, how you doing? Or are you saying, hey, how you doing? Pay attention to your body language. Are you looking at them when you saying it? Pay attention to that. Pay attention. Now, what are you saying to them? Are you complimenting them? How are you complimenting them? If you say, hey, nice, you got nice hair, or that's some nice shoes or something, they might respond positively. Notice I say it might. I'll get into that in a second. But if you say, hey, girl, you got a big fat ass, won't you back that thing up? Most women might not respond to that. Most women, yeah, they know they have a fat ass, but if you lead with that, they could have some problems. They could have some problems. And you really want to really be very cognizant of what you're saying to them. You don't want to make them feel uncomfortable in how you're talking. You don't want to really talk in such a way, You don't want to go hard. Say, hey, how you doing and everything. You don't want to boss. You want to make them feel comfortable. You want to make them feel pleasurable when you talk. You want to be nice and easy with them. Because anyway, it's just like when you just talking just in life, period. You're going to talk with maybe someone on your job a whole lot different than you talk with someone at a party. Pay attention to that as well. Pay attention. And it's very important. It's very important. For example, if the way that you're talking isn't working for you, isn't getting the woman that you want, even if you're saying hi to 3 women a day, you don't want to do that. You want to let that go. It's not working for you. Every time, even when you're saying hi to a different woman every day, you want to pay attention. Okay, which ones responded to you? What was your tone of voice? Were you looking at them? Were you just walking fast? Were you kind of chilled? You want to pay attention. What clothes did you have on? Because one thing with women, if they think you look nice, oh, they'll say hi. They might not get with you. They might have a boyfriend, husband, whatever. They might not even be heterosexual. But if you look nice, you say hi, you say hi to them in a nice way, most of the time they're going to respond. They'll feel good. In fact, women, many of them will go crazy if they go a day, just a day without any man acknowledging them. That's a big thing with women. If they go a day without a man just saying hi, and that simple hi you had, it might not be a situation where she wants to marry you or anything like that. It just makes her feel good. But what it's doing for you is building up a muscle. That way, when you run into a woman that you actually have some attraction for, your joint is like, oh yeah, her, that you want to get her number, then it's easy to talk to her. But then you're not talking to her in a rough way. You're talking to her in a way that other women have responded positively to. So you want to pay attention to that. Not just like, yes, you still want to say hi to at least, I'm saying at least 3 women a day. Maybe even start building up to small talk and maybe random conversations here and there. But it's all in how you speak to them. And you want to speak to them, you want it to be pleasurable. You don't have to be coming all hard and everything. If you pay attention to what the stereotypical player's mouthpiece, they not going all hard. They be like, hey, baby, how you doing and everything. Like y'all remember when I had that stroke back in 2023. Remember when I said I was in a therapy center and my first roommate in there, that dude, even though he had a walker, that dude, how he was talking to the ladies had them smiling and everything. Even heard one time what I thought might have been a kiss. And I was like, wait a minute, y'all awfully quiet over there. But I was listening to how he was talking to them. Even his whole conversation, everything was just nice and smooth and everything. You want to be very cognizant of that. So pay attention to that. So you have to communicate with the woman, bottom line, but pay attention to how you communicate, all right? So that's all I have for right now, and I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.